So, the great John Lennon, I don't want to sing it to you, right? But he had a great song, and the main chorus in the song is, "Nobody told me there'd be days like this. Strange days indeed." I'm telling you. I'm Matt Levine. Welcome to the 954sports.com YouTube channel. Thank you very much for being part of it. And what I'm referring to are indeed some strange days in Major League Baseball. I'm not kidding you. It's been a very strange hot stove season into the beginning of the 2020 baseball season. I am happy about that because finally we get to focus on what goes on the field and all the drama from start to finish in Major League Baseball. And my thought being, I hope, double fingers, every one of them crossed, even the thumbs, right? That it's a great season and we have everything fair and square in the Major League Baseball season. No cheating. We just have good old-fashioned, genuine baseball. What I'm getting at is I'm getting tired, man. I'm going to talk about these Houston Astros, hit on the Yanks. Why not? Into the NBA All-Star Game, a little Kobe talk. Throwing some XFL, a little sports talk with you. Matt Levine, as we get ready for a weekend, right? But I'm getting tired of the Houston Astros. Nothing against H-Town, but I'll tell you, man. Enough is enough. Astros today have, or I should say yesterday, which was Thursday, they have a press conference up at their spring training headquarters. And you see the guy who's kind of blurred out. You see Bregman to the left in the background, Altuve to the right, under the microscope with Jim Crane. Again, the guy is blurred out in the orange. All of him should be blurred out, including his mouth. There are guys who own these teams in professional sports who just come off like creeps. This dude comes off like a creep. When the blankety blank hit the fan, right? And the Astros did away with A.J. Hinch to the right and that dude to the left. Their former general manager. Got rid of him because of the signal stealing scandal. I thought, okay, Crane and the Astros, well, they acted swiftly. They took care of business, as they used to say it when I lived and worked in the great state of Louisiana. Made their change. But today they have this press conference. Basically what I got out of it, there's just no remorse. There's not a real genuine apology. And it's just kind of is what it is, There are several quotes you can take from Crane addressing the media. The one that I liked came out of the New York Post. They've covered this story great. They've covered all Major League Baseball postseason happenings to a T. They've been right on it. Joel Sherman and the other great reporters for the Post, giving them props. But I took this from the Post, and it's Crane saying at one point, our opinion is illegal sign stealing didn't impact the game. It didn't impact it, right? And then like a minute later, I saw the video of it too. He talks out of both sides of his mouth, and they ask him questions, the reporters, and he backpedals. Well, I didn't say that it didn't impact the game. So, again, speaking out both sides of the mouth, no mea culpa whatsoever. No from the heart, we're sorry. The only one who seems genuine on the Astros, and he is a great baseball player, is the kid Correa, the shortstop, Carlos Correa. And he defended Carlos Beltran earlier in the week because Beltran has been made out to be the ringleader. Guy bullied his way, got his way, and was able to set up this signal stealing scandal and all the nuances and intricacies. And Correa came to his defense and kind of admitted some guilt. Seemed like a little sorry that this has gone on. And the Astros are going to have a long season in answering these questions over and over again. And we're going to see how they do. It's interesting how you throw Dusty Baker in the mix, right? I mean, even Dusty, the old school, cagey veteran who's been through everything, was quoted as saying, this is a pretty weird situation. Meanwhile, other players on other teams, the Mets have a few. The Yankees have probably the most high profile of the bunch. There he is. Garrett Cole. Yanks reporting for spring training with pitchers and catchers today, their first official workout. And Cole, you guessed it, he addressed the media, talked about what it's going to be like to answer these questions with his teammates if it comes up through the season, and talked about his uninvolvement with the allegations of cheating when he was an Astro, particularly with that 2017 World Series champion.
I had no idea of any of it going on, and I didn't see any of it, and so I certainly really don't think I have much to apologize for.
And there you have it from Garrett Cole. So we'll see how that plays out with these guys having to answer these questions throughout the season. It's going to become quite annoying. As for Garrett Cole, he's a pitcher. He was great with those Houston Astros. So, I think he's speaking truthfully. The rest of them, well, sometimes you can call them a bunch of bums. That's kind of what I'm getting at with the Astros. A whole lot of them, right? A bunch of bums. I wouldn't even compliment them by saying they're a bunch of stooges. That's too good to be true. Was never a huge Three Stooges fan. I almost call them Big Stooges, right? Could watch it in bits and pieces. And then I guess my ADD kicked in. It just tired me out after about 90 seconds. I don't know. That's just how it is. So it's an interesting time right now for Major League Baseball. Now, I've lived through some creepy periods of Major League Baseball. All these guys, right? The steroid era. Such an interesting era it was from left to right. McGuire, Sosa, Giambi, Palmeiro, and Barry Bonds, or as Chris Berman used to call him, Barry U.S. Bonds. That was interesting. Now you get this whole deal with the signal, cheating with the Astros. There you have it pictured on your screen. Rob Manfred, who comes out, says by 2020, Major League Baseball could be changing the playoff format, which I'm not a big fan of. Talked about it here in a video on the 954sports.com YouTube station. I'm not digging that. I know this year they're going to go to the rule change of the relief pitcher needing to face a minimum of 3 batters before you can make a switch to the bullpen. And as long as these games take an average of 3 hours and 5 minutes, longest on the books in the history of the game last year, I'm still in favor, as a purist, a traditionalist, of making the moves you need to make without restrictions, without a clock. That's what makes the game of baseball so beautiful. But they're changing it. And it is an interesting time right now in Major League Baseball. With that said, I'm still looking forward to the Yanks competing for championship number 28. Won 100 games last year. Came oh so close to doing it. They were cheated by the Astros. Yep, I'm saying it. But the Yanks come out and they'll be swinging this year with Cole in tow. It should be very interesting. looking forward to that. Absolutely. And one more thing. It's taken me a long time, but I am really appreciating those Washington Nationals. I'm so happy that they beat the cheaters in the World Series. They earned it. Great win for them. And it'll be interesting to see how the Nationals come out and how they fare in their title defense season here in 2020. So that's pretty much my thoughts on some Major League Baseball news and notes with the Astros, of course, fired up for the Yanks. You know, one more little thought with the Astros. It's very hard for me to just take a team that I don't inherently hate and have built a hatred for throughout the years with rivalries that are just ingrained in my DNA. These guys. I'm not going to be able to hate the Astros like them. I'm not going to be able to hate any baseball team. I don't hate any baseball team except for the Red Sox, but I love Fenway Park. I do not hate any NFL team, with the exception of those three to the left, or I'm sorry, it would be the right on your screen of the New York Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins. Hate them. Rest of the NFL, whatever. So for me to have that sort of hatred for the Astros, I mean, those other hates are time-honored hates that have been built up through the years. I have a dislike for the Astros. I don't dig them. Don't like their attitude. I don't like the way they've handled this. They are a complete public relations disaster. This is a team that won a World Series 2017, right? Anyway, enough on the Astros. Go Yankees. Now, I was thinking about this. It's the NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. And I always think of Michael Jordan when it comes to the All-Star game in Chicago. 1988. Scored over 40 points, the MVP in the game. Legendary dunk contest with Dominique Wilkins, the best ever as far as I'm concerned. You know, really since the man picture to Michael's right, Kobe Bryant, since he stopped dunking, I have no interest in the dunk contest. It ain't what it used to be. You know, heading into this All-Star game, it's been somber. There's no doubt about it with the NBA right now, with the passing of Kobe Bryant. I'm very interested to see what type of tribute. I mean, the tributes have been tremendous. But this is the most meaningful, I think, when you get the NBA's best from Team LeBron, whatever, Team Giannis, whatever. And they're going to be there, all of them, right? Sharing that center stage, and it's going to be very interesting to see what type of tribute is paid to Kobe. You know, I spent some time the last couple weeks since Kobe passed away and just going back and looking at some of his dunks. Unbelievable. What a great dunker he was. What a great basketball player, period. One of the all-time greats, we know that. But just the dunking skills. Again, those were the days. Kobe. And before him, you had Michael, you had Neek, Dr. J, Larry Nance, Kenny Skywalker. I mean, you had some great dunkers in the modern era. If you can count, well, Vince Carter is already 2 decades old. I remember Darvin Ham. I've had some great ones. Talking the old school dunkers, I thought were better than the new school. And very few of the superstars. LeBron's never been in a dunk contest. We'd love to see LeBron in a dunk contest. Very few of them enter. You just get guys who are exclusively great dunkers that are bit players in the NBA. You don't get the marquee players in the dunk contest. They ain't, again, what it used to be. But I'm looking forward to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm not crazy about the team LeBron, team Giannis, that whole deal. Give me East, give me West. I'm good to go. But from the standpoint of seeing what the NBA does to rightfully pay homage to Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. I'm looking forward to that in a somber way. So it's NBA All-Star Weekend, so that'll help you ease maybe some of the sticky points surrounding Major League Baseball as we ease ourselves into the season, right? Nevertheless, XFL football fans, rejoice. You made it into week 2. Am I a fan? I don't know. Did I watch? Yeah, bits and pieces of the games. Did I find the play good? I thought so. I thought it was a decent level of play. I don't know how to deem football semi-pro football because for the most part it's been NFL and college. I love the football, by the way. Cordell Jones, one of the stars in week 1. So I don't know how you deem it semi-pro football, although, about 4 scores and, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I had streamed some play-by-play. I was doing play-by-play for semi-pro football, a league in Connecticut, a team called the New York Giants, and the play was pretty good. These are guys that would be now in the XFL, just on the cusp of making it, right? And the play was pretty good. I could tell it wasn't NFL, but there were guys that were in shape that had all played very good, for the most part, Division I college teams, had been in NFL camps, on practice squads, had had a cup of coffee in the NFL, so I had a chance to cover that for a season. Did like 4 or 5 games, 6 games. So this reminds me of that. The products we're getting on TV with the XFL, and yeah, the football's not bad. I like some of the rule change, well, not the rule changes, the rules that they've invoked into play. I don't miss an extra point. I think it's pretty cool. You can go for the 1, 2, or 3. Interesting. You can be down 18, right? Back-to-back touchdowns, you're in it. So I like that. The kickoffs, a little bit Aussie rugby-ish with a kind of a scrum feel, where the players are kind of playing freeze tag. The kicker and the return man can only move while the ball's in the air, and then the rest of the guys, they line up closer to each other at midfield, and then they can move. And I wasn't a big proponent of the kickoffs, but the punts were less. They encourage you to go for it on 4th down. The 1 foot in, like college football, in a possession, I'm fine with that. Although I do like the NFL, the challenge of being able to get both feet in, I think is the ultimate. So there were some things that were more noticeable than others. The absence of cheerleaders, I didn't even know until they said, I saw some media report and said the games didn't have cheerleaders. After I watched the games and didn't even pay attention. They got rid of a lot of the shtick you had in XFL 1 back in 2001. It's a completely different feel, more professional. I think they want credibility, sustainability. I think they'll get that. I think they'll survive 1 season into the next. Very, very curious to see how they're able to do here in week 2, and if they're able to have some close ball games. The play is clean. The play is solid. And maybe you see some more guys like Cordell over here. Maybe they get some guys like him that, were great college football players that were on the cusp of an NFL career, become household XFL players, and do some big things. So, with that said, what's the XFL schedule? I got it right here. Got New York at DC. Those are the Guardians at Defenders, of course, right? Tampa Bay Vipers are at the Seattle Dragons, with those names. Dallas Renegades, Los Angeles Wildcats. The Wildcats has to be the most used team in sports. Has to be. Wildcats, Tigers, Lions. Then you have the St. Louis Battlehawks. Never saw that used before. I love that name. At the Houston Roughnecks. Okay, I like both of those too. I like the Houston Roughnecks helmets and uniforms. Kind of a mix of the Dallas Cowboys and Houston Oilers with their own colors. that kind of mirror some of the Texans' colors. So it's an interesting get up there for the Texas-based XFL team. So you got your fair share of sports going on this weekend, and of course college basketball. They're on deck to take center stage in March. But with that said, again, just looking forward to Major League Baseball being able to focus on the actual baseball. I want clean play by the rules, fair and square, and we can enjoy Major League Baseball, new rules and all, the way it's supposed to be. Hopefully. Anyway, until then, enjoy your XFL football, enjoy the NBA All-Star Game, and enjoy what should be a decent weekend of sports here in February. And as John Lennon said, right? I really don't want to sing it for you. You may never join me again, but, nobody said there'll be days like these. Strange days indeed.